You work so hard. You show up every day. You do what's expected of you. But deep down, you know the truth. One paycheck shouldn't decide how your life turns out. But what if your evenings meant progress? What if your weekends built freedom? What if your laptop became more than just a screen? This isn't about quitting your job. It's about giving yourself options. While others scroll, you start building. Quietly, consistently, and on your own terms. No pressure, no guessing. Just a clear system you can run after work, before work, or whenever life gives you a turn. That's what Goldmine on hustlesafrica.com is for.
Tuesday.
Haikuzo makasi ni watafute uongozi pamoja wasitafute.
Kweli una maana gani? Una maana wewe ni binadamu ya mavi ya kuku.
Mashamba yetu harambe.
Nguruwe kujikanga na mafuta yake na Afrika itakwisha.
Padani ya gosho ngai no mwega naende shode.
Wakati hiyo ilikuwa ukisema ngwe ndani ngwe.
Our position is actually not going to change. Even when it comes to the position of reconsideration, at the discussion, we are going to say the same things, hold the same view that we have held all along on this, that we may have challenges in dealing with the press. We may have sometimes divergences of opinion, but those ones are not good enough to cause us to go to certain measures that we think are probably in violation of the Constitution. You are right as a citizen of this country to peacefully demonstrate, to peacefully picket. But there's a law and there's a framework within which that has got to be done. We cannot take advantage of that to destroy property and businesses of innocent people. For the time being, we will not allow demonstrations within the central business districts of Nairobi, Mombasa, and Kisumu. The Inspector General of Police has been advised accordingly. With Article 54 of the Constitution of Kenya and pursuant to the powers accorded to me by Section 22 of the Public Order Act, I will shortly be gazetting regulations that govern the conduct of public processions and demonstrations. For example, on the 6th of October 2017, a Mr. Norman Magaya, allegedly the CEO of NASA, notified the Nairobi County Police Commander of the intention to hold peaceful demonstrations in Nairobi. During that demonstration, serious cases of destruction of public property, looting, vandalizing of vehicles, and destruction of normal life were witnessed.
We're live, yeah? All right, hello there, people of the internet. My name is Udu Jagero, and this is Political Headache, coming to you at 7:30 in the evening. Now, a lot of things are happening. I am with Evans Kiragu. Evans, is that your name?
Yes, that's my name, absolutely.
What is your other Kikuyu name?
Mushanga Kiragu.
Mushanga
is my other name.
Mushanga.
Yes.
Is that Kikuyu or Meru or Embu?
That's Kikuyu.
Yes. Interesting. I've never heard of that name.
Where
does or Muranga?
Kiambu. Yes, Kiambu County.
How did you guys end up in Kiambu?
I think it's a long history.
Okay.
But I'll say that historically, we were actually living in Ngong. Yes. Ngong, and then we went to Kiseria, and then now we transitioned to Kikuyu, that is Kiambu County.
Also, you are in Kikuyu?
Yes, Kikuyu constituency.
But it's interesting, but Banana is in Kiambu.
Banana is in Kiambu, that's Kiamba constituency. Yes,
okay.
Yes.
and then you come up to the bypass all the way to Kikuyu.
Yes.
How far does it go? There is a place called, I don't know whether it's called Kilimambogo. No, not Kilimambogo, but up there it's called what? If you take Kikuyu going this way, on your left, that forest.
Are we talking about Dogoto Forest?
Togoto.
Yes. Aha.
Togoto is in Kikuyu.
Yes, that's in Kikuyu.
And where is Kilimambogo?
No, Kilimambogo is now on the other end. That's close to even Nyandarua County.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you were born in Kikuyu?
Yes, born in Kikuyu.
That means that your MP is Kimani Ichung'wah.
The majority leader. Absolutely.
The majority leader?
Yes.
That means that you're in government?
Not really.
But your MP is in government?
My MP is in government.
Okay.
But I'm personally not in government. Yes.
I also hear that Kimani Ichung'wah has done amazing things in Kikuyu. Is that perhaps false or that is true?
I'll not say he has done amazing things.
Okay.
I'll say our resources are in play in Kikuyu constituency. And the reason I say that...
Your resources are
in play because we...
In play?
Yes.
Meaning what? They're working?
Yes, our resources are working.
Okay. The resources brought down there by Kimani Ichung'wah?
Yes. But I'll not give it a clean bill of health because of two reasons. Number one, the fact that we have over-focused on roads.
In Kikuyu constituency?
In Kikuyu constituency.
You mean the roads, Odhiambo, what do you call those roads, tier 1 or tier 2? The ones that Ichung'wah would be building are which ones?
Class C.
Class C roads.
Class C roads. So we have over-focused on the roads.
Okay. Just like his friend at the national government. Okay.
Yes. And then number two, there's also the aspect of who is being, who are we helping with these particular roads?
Okay.
You see? So you have to look at the scarcity of the people or the density of the people so that then you can construct a road that really serves them. So that's another factor. But also, there's the last factor of us now trying to focus on the software because that we have done poorly as Kikuyu constituency. But on the roads, we give credit where it's due. They are constructed.
So when you say software, what do you mean?
Yes.
What do you mean by software?
What I mean by the software is, you see, for example, we have the education, for example, crisis in Kikuyu constituency.
Oh, is that so?
We have an education crisis. And the reason I say that...
CBC is not working.
CBC is not working.
Okay.
But secondly, also the infrastructure on the classrooms that are supposed to be done by, of course, the Member of Parliament, the primary schools, that is, they have not been done. They are poorly done. When it comes to even the healthcare, we agree that it's a devolved factor, it's a devolved function.
Yeah.
But if we don't work with the governor, then it simply means that we not have the resources coming into play. And the reason I say that is because whenever we have development programs in Kikuyu constituency, launched and orchestrated by the governor himself, we always have a lot of fracas. There's no projects that move on in Kikuyu constituency specifically because of supremacy battles. Because we have the majority leader on one end saying that I'm in government, I'm the one who's supposed to bring down resources. Yes, it's not in his mandate to construct, for example, a level 3 or a level 2 hospital or even a level 5.
But then does he build them? Because the supremacy...
He doesn't.
But then he blocks whatever
he blocks
the governor of Kiambu wants to do.
Yes.
We are talking about who?
Wamatangi. Yes.
So Wamatangi brings goodies the 15% of the national cake.
Yes.
And he wants to build hospitals and so on and so forth.
Yes.
But Kimani Ichung'wah is saying Ruto has given me some.
Yes.
Which he is not bringing.
Which is not bringing, absolutely. That's the situation in Kikuyu. So that's that's why I talk about the software.
Okay.
It has not developed. For example, when you talk about the stadia that, for example, the football teams are supposed to play on, there's one particular one. It's called Gekambura. It was built by the governor then, William Kabogo. So it has not been maintained well enough, and so far we have not seen the resources from the county coming, down to that particular stadium.
Yeah.
And the reason being, Gekambura is just, opposite Ichung'wah's home. So, you see, there's the supremacy battle. So why come and construct this, stadium just outside my home? I don't disagree with the governor, but I still have resources as the majority leader. But if at all they're not coming into play, then you're stopping development. So it's a whole scenario that is there.
So in your estimation, therefore,
yes,
Kimani Ichung'wah goes home in the morning in August.
Yes, he will.
He does.
Yes, he will.
Okay.
Yes.
Who replaces him?
Me.
Oh,
I will.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
you are an MP. You are an aspirant.
I'm an aspirant. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It takes money. Ichung'wah has a lot.
But he doesn't have the idea to take Kikuyu constituency where I want to take it.
Can I ask you? Can I whisper to you a question that probably the people of the internet shouldn't hear?
Yes.
Are they really taking Ichung'wah home because Ichung'wah is with His Excellency the President Dr. William Samoei Ruto, or because he has failed to work? Why is he really going home?
The real reason he's going home is I'll just mention one. Right?
Okay.
The only reason that he's going home, aside from, of course, the political affiliation and him being with Ruto,
okay,
is the fact that he takes development as a favor to the people.
Okay.
Right? Instead of a right that is guaranteed.
Okay.
And we've been doing a lot of civic education. Personally, in my space, I'm a lawyer by profession.
Okay.
So I move around telling the people that, look, in your constitution that you bestowed upon yourself in the year 2010, Article 43 gives you, for example, a right to healthcare, a right to water, a right to good education. So when the member of parliament comes and tells you, you know what, I've done a road for you here, so vote for me in because of this particular road.
Yeah.
It's still your resources that you're contributing. So that's the factor, the biggest factor that the people are looking at. The people are looking beyond the hardware. So they're saying that Ichung'wah has done, some roads, right? But we need somebody who will take us to the next level. So we should not be discussing about roads right now.
How many times has he been MP? Twice?
No, thrice.
Thrice?
This is his third term, yes.
This is his third term?
Yes.
So we can honestly say that he has done, let him retire.
Yes.
Pave way for other people.
Sure.
What is your vehicle? UDA?
Nope. DCP.
DCP?
Yes.
Have you done nominations?
Not yet. We'll do nominations in the month of March.
I hear that Gachagua has become another Raila. You have to go back to Wamunyoro and take sacks of potatoes. Do you have some?
No, Jagero, that's
ama hizo ni kumalign.
Hizo ni propaganda. That's propaganda because initially I will be, subject and culprit to the propaganda. That lazima umpelekee ile ya mzee. Ile ya mzee, ile kubwa ile. But when I joined the party on January 19th this year.
Okay, January 19th?
Yes.
Oh, just the other day?
Just the other day. I had that notion.
You were in UDA before?
Not really.
Where were you? DP?
Not really.
Where?
There is a party called the Economic Pillars Alliance Party.
The economic, that sounds better than DCP.
Not really.
But, Mr. Kiragu, that sounds better than DCP to me.
No, not
Are
really.
you following the wave, Mr. Kiragu?
I think Jagero. And I had also thought about joining Safina Party.
Safina?
Yes, I thought about joining Safina Party. But then I told myself, let me debunk this propaganda by going to the DCP party headquarters. Presenting myself there as a candidate. Seeing if they give me an opportunity as a youth.
When you went there, so give me a picture. When you go to DCP, because, Odhiambo will tell you how they used to go to Raila's party. And there were so many gatekeepers. I think, Odhiambo, you said 10?
I didn't say.
But how does it look like? There is word on the street that Gachagua is slowly becoming the new Raila. Tell me, how accessible is the man?
He's very accessible. I'll tell you for a fact. Let me give my own journey.
All right.
When I went to the party, I initially thought that you have to oil so many hands before you get to Rigathi Gachagua as the party leader.
All right.
And you have to be in his good books. In his good books, I mean, you have to take to him 500,000 every month or $1 million every month.
Yeah.
But
where did you hear this? From the grapevine?
Yes. No. I actually heard this from somebody in the internet, saying, lazima upelekea mkubwa pesa mingi, you must take to him this money. So I wanted to, see if it's true. I went there. I found a lady, she's actually the youth leader in DCP. Her name is Wanjiko Thega.
Wanjiko Thega?
Yes, I found her there. I told her, what, I have an aspiration as a youth. In Kikuyu constituency, I want to be the member of parliament for Kikuyu constituency. She told me, you want to vie under DCP? Come, register. Because you're a youth, you have the advantage of registering with 5,000 shillings.
5,000?
Only.
Okay.
So go, pay up, then you join the groups in DCP, get the information that you need there. If you have rallies, you are well informed. If you have rallies again, you're given the chance to give your manifesto and to address the people.
Okay.
So that was done. So far I can tell you for sure, Jagero, there is no amount of money that I've given to Rigathi Gachagua for him to popularize me or for him to lift my hand and say, "Huyu kijana ametosha Kikuyu," you know.
Yes.
There's nothing of that sort. Recently, on the 27th of, I think it was March, thereabout, he came to Kikuyu constituency.
Okay.
He held a rally. He was to hold a rally.
Mr. Gachagua.
Yes.
Hii yenye Murkomen walifurusha yeye.
Ndio hiyo sasa. So you see, I initially thought that I need to go back to my pockets, deep into my pocket, give him some money so that he can give me the chance to speak.
Okay.
I initially thought that.
All right.
Because no, that's very important. If you're given the chance to speak, then it means the people can actually hear your vision.
Okay.
They can resonate with you. But shock on me that, you know, we are just asked for our names. What's your name? You're Mushanga Kiragu.
Okay.
We write you down here. We write the other person. Every person is given the opportunity to speak.
To speak?
Yes.
At the rally?
At the rally.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you spoke in front of Gachagua?
Not really, because Ishungwa sent his goons.
Ishungwa?
Yes. Yes, he did. And
so you guys were not able to speak?
We were not able to speak. Actually, I recall that day that goons started blocking the southern bypass at 5 a.m. So they barricaded, the motor vehicles that were using bypass, and they also tried to assault the truck drivers. And accessibility was a big issue to Kikuyu town and to the highway, that is the Nakuru-Nairobi highway.
Okay.
So when it came to the point in time when now Rigathi came and asked, "Hapa ni wapi?" Walisema tutafika. Now we had a helicopter, on top of us.
Okay.
And then now we saw goons coming and police officers coming. They tried to disrupt us, but it was not successful. Then they sent somebody who had, some bees, in a hive, and he came and threw the bees in the midst of the people. So
government?
Yes. So that it can cause disruption, and the police could, have a point of entry. And they could disrupt us, and we don't hold our rally. So it was a lot of fracas that was in Kikuyu town. But I will say this: that the people of Kikuyu have decided that this time they need to work on the software. That's
okay. How many of DCP? How many are you gonna be for Kikuyu constituency?
So far we are 6 of us.
6 of you?
Far. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you the strongest contender?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay. You got money to campaign?
I believe I have support.
Yeah.
Grassroots support.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right, great. Mr. Liambo.
Yes.
Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Mr. Kiragu is making a serious stab at Kikuyu constituency, going against the almighty Mr. Ichung'wah.
Yes.
What do you think? What do you think about that battle?
It's a very stable stab. I like it.
Okay.
Is in line with the political realities in Kikuyu land, which is, of course, you have to align to Gachagua.
Yeah.
And of course, I said yesterday, watu wa Murima patiana Gachagua MPs wake.
Yes.
It's important that you give him his MPs. I'll continue saying that.
Aende apige nao vita.
Aende ajisimamie, politics is very serious.
I truly agree. I sometimes I feel like these young men are more courageous than I am. Because, because when I think about going to Nyakach and trying to...
Yeah, you wanted to contest. What happened, by the way?
No.
Did a woman discourage you?
Who? A woman, my wife?
Yeah.
No.
She told him she won't vote for him.
The thing is, I want to tell you this. I don't think I can deal with it. Yes.
Why?
I don't think I can deal with it because I've got a lot of things moving right now. I've got political headache. I have got my branding company. So and so do you. All right. So
I'm thinking seriously that by the 10th of August next year, people of Kabondo will have made a very beautiful choice.
I think they will really benefit from you. That Potato Republic, I think they will really benefit from you. So if they vote you, if they do not take you in, I would say it is their loss.
I think it will be a big loss for Kabondo.
I'm also struggling with the fact that do I really have the capacity to deal with people? I really doubt.
It requires, in that book by Adam Grant called Think Again, if you read it, then you'll understand a few things. I always have them somewhere together. I don't know, today I haven't carried it.
Yeah.
Think Again by Adam Grant teaches us about the types of thinking. And Adam Grant tells us about thinking like a politician, so that you understand how politicians think, thinking like a preacher, thinking like a prosecutor. But most importantly, it teaches us how to think like a scientist. So thinking as a politician requires you to be a little pretentious on some issues.
Yes.
Because as you're saying, I agree with you. If you're somebody who is constantly authentic, it may be a challenge to deal with people in politics. Because at 6 a.m., you wake up in your house, the people are already at your doorstep.
Yeah.
And they've come with genuine issues.
Yeah.
And you don't have 1 million shillings per month. Actually, I can say if you don't have about 2 million shillings per month in the rural constituencies where we are headed, your campaign may suffer serious headwinds.
And for me, I think I really struggle with that because of my my ideology.
Yeah.
Around life.
You believe that people should work hard, you know?
Hakuna cha bure.
Hakuna cha bure.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, by the way, because when you talk about people working hard, I also think about my mother.
Yes.
Because she worked hard, but she still lacked. So sometimes.
What do you think about it? About working hard?
Like, if I say that people have to work hard, and there is and it is true that people should work hard, but sometimes in life the reality is that you can work as hard as you want, but because of the burden that you are having, for example, if you have got 7 children, for example, and you don't have a proper job, and you're living in Nyakach, for example, where nothing sprouts, where the only thing you have is the river, and the only thing you have is papyrus reeds, and the only thing you have is a small backyard of a garden, and nothing else. It is difficult. There's a story that I was told by my teacher that, do you know the reason why a lot of us who are in the villages sire so many children? Because they don't have TV, so they have to look at each other.
Oh, Jesus. I also look at it.
They don't, there is no place to play soccer, so they just play soccer in bed.
Oh, God. You need to be saved.
You see? And so a lot of things, there is nowhere to play basketball, so it's just body contact.
Jesus Christ. Okay, let's go on.
So, what I'm saying is that some of those people, you really can't tell them that you should work hard and everybody should have their own money. Then there is, if you asked me then about my mother, then there is nothing I can tell you. That mentality, drowns when I talk about my mother, talk about my father and my grandmother and a lot of women and men that I see in the village.
Can I tell you something?
Mia.
Politics is a very difficult thing. Sustainably, because if you look at the infrastructure of politics, it requires the level at which we are entering, or the period with which we are entering, requires a proper leadership mind, not a political mind. And these two are very different.
True.
A political mind would normally align with what the people want. And normally, as Laxon say, not as Laxon, as Henry Gibson says in his book, An Enemy of the People, he says that the majority are often wrong. The majority are often wrong. If you look at the infrastructure of our polity, you will see that the majority always makes the wrong decision throughout.
Yeah.
So where we're headed to, we need somebody who is bold enough to make decisions while accommodating the currency and transitioning them through. Change is very painful. True. And you don't have to shock people. You have to smoothen them out or face them out nice into the new phase. What am I talking about? For example, today, in this country, we're talking about the question of economic freedom. That's the challenge we're having in 2027 and beyond. And when I talk about economic freedom, you look at a CS such as Mbadi and his team and the ODM brigade, hoodwinking women in Nyanza, telling them that they're giving them economic empowerment, collecting 20 million shillings in one Arambe, and then inagawanywa hapo.
Yes.
It's a very good political signal. Very good political signal. But very wrong and sustainable approach towards development. Because you never develop by availing handouts. That is handout approach. You need to have systems running. And I've always insisted on having systems which are running. For example, if you look at where he comes from in Kikuyu, systems are running there. Their conversation is way different from the conversation in Kabondo Kasipul. I went to Odhaya constituency. The systems there are running. For example, at 10, 11, 12, when women are leaving the gardens and men, there's a lorry that is picking the bags or the gunias of tea leaves.
Of tea leaves, yeah.
And they're weighing them on a scale. And these tea leaves are going to the Farmers Cooperative Society, wherever they're going. And then these people receive checks or money in their accounts every 2 weeks. Unlike my constituency, or unlike in Luonyans generally, and large parts of this country, including Taita Taveta, where people are doing farming, they don't have market access. So they sell their goods at throwaway price. But they're selling the market and they're saying, empower us. Then we're going to bring 20 million shillings and gawanya amongst 2,000 people. It is, I don't know if you get the math. It's not working, because how many times we need to do empowerment for these people to be sustainable? You need to have a proper credit facility, okay? Have these people organize themselves into a serious circle. Put serious money into this circle so that they can loan it. This 20 million, instead of giving them in their hands, I would rather take this 20 million and put in those circles as seed capital that they can borrow on a rotational, whatever, and they would develop themselves sustainably. So where we're headed to, it needs minds of young people such as my brother here, such as myself, such as yourself, Jagero. The reason why you were shy is because the system as is now will make it deal with a lot of people issues. But unfortunately, we have to transition out, and leadership requires you to sit in, listen, and it's painful. I listen too much. I tell you what I mean. I was with you in my constituency. I listen painfully. Some people, you even look at them and of course you know, okay, but let me just listen. And you note something, even from the most useless person. There's something that you note and you write. Because sometimes you may say, but when you sit with them, they tell you something and you note, and when you collate a big sample, you realize, okay, there's something that these guys are talking about. For example, in your constituency, I don't know whether it happens there, when women show up at your doorstep at 6 a.m., they have issues of school fee.
Yes.
You see, something like that.
In Ndindi Nyoro's Kiharu, that does not happen, because you can't say that you can't raise 1,000 bob for school fee, because in Ndindi Nyoro's constituency, you only pay 1,000 bob for the whole year.
It's 500 shillings.
500 shillings, the whole year. Because there's a system that is doing what? That is working. So Ndindi Nyoro does not have to deal with women waking up and showing up at his doorstep to ask for school fees. So that one is gone.
How does Ndindi Nyoro deal with the issue of only 500? He sends the money to schools.
So we will find out. But this is the proposal which they can tell us here. This is the proposal of which I am looking for, or I'm looking at for the constituents where I come from. That we are going to establish something called the Kabondo Education Trust Fund. That outlives an MP, that outlives politics, that outlives a politician. Because I must not be the MP of Kabondo Kasipul. Neither has anybody at them.
So the entire CDF money is pumped in there?
No. So from the CDF amount, there's always some percentage that's dedicated to education, which is, I think, about 40%.
Okay.
All right? Now, in the first year, you raise finances. How do you raise finances? Let me first start from the basics, quickly. I know this is off the top.
No worries. This is political temperate people of the internet. You better listen.
Okay, quickly. So, and this one, we can also share this one. Sure. And many parliamentarians I know will copy it once it rolls. So, the Kabondo Education Trust Fund becomes a community-led, a community-owned initiative of financing education.
Okay.
Today, in the constituency where I come from, 3,000 students go to secondary school every year. Of these 3,000, 2,100 go to day schools.
Okay.
The tuition fee that is expected to be paid by parents is between 13 or 12 to 15,000, depending with the school. The highest you can charge is 15, so let's mark it at 15,000.
Okay.
So it implies, for this 2,100, you need about 33 to 35 million shillings per year.
Okay.
In terms of school fees.
School fees for who?
For day scholars in
For day scholars?
Yes, day schools. Okay. 15,000 to you and me is nothing.
Okay.
15,000 to these guys is
a whole lot.
It's a whole lot. So in a year, the first year, my intention is that we raise a capital, okay? We raise a capital of about 100 million. You may say, 100 million, how? 100 million. 100 million is doable. So we raised 100 million. Then we deposited
for who?
For the Kabondo Education Trust Fund.
100 million per year.
I've sat in a fundraiser where we raised 350 million in 1 year, in one sitting. In fact, in ours, we raised 350 million. That is the.
Ile yako na maintain.
Yeah, na maintain. Yeah, we raised, and Uganda Girls is being constructed. Yeah. So 100 million is very doable. Now, when you take 100 million, you deposit it back to the the treasury.
Kenya.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
As treasury bonds and bills.
Uko kwa treasury, uko kwa mbadi.
Yes. As treasury bonds and bills.
Okay.
These treasury bonds and bills give returns very fast of up to 14% per year. Okay?
Okay.
Now, 14% per year is about 14 million shillings in the first year. Remember, you still have about 40% of money in CDF. So you only need to substitute, or you only need to supplement whatever you've earned here. So in the second year again, you raise another amount. Just shameless begging. Because if you want to establish systems, you go shameless.
You can also as a constituency,
yeah,
can you reach out to donor funders?
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. You can, because you have the letter as a leader. You have the mandate as a leader to borrow on their behalf. Not borrowing to pay back, borrowing to help them. Like writing
grant making.
I'm very good at, I've managed grants from Kenya Children's Fund and so many other organizations. So I will do that. Whether I'm an MP or not, I'll do that. So that in the second year, we are at 28 million shillings.
Okay.
Okay? So it implies that we have another 30 million from CDF, which is untouched in terms of education. So now I
don't know if I was paying attention to when you're talking about, because I left you,
okay,
where you lost me was at 30 million, 35 million, okay, for, so the other 65 million is for secondary.
No, so let's keep up with me.
Okay.
All the students in Kabondo Kasipul who are going to high school,
okay,
are 3,000,
okay,
per year. 2,100 of them are going to day schools.
Okay.
It's only 900 who are going to boarding schools.
900?
Yes. We have the assumption that if you're going to boarding school, you are affording.
No, you can't assume.
It's the assumption. That's why I said it's the assumption. But do we have bursaries supplementing? Yes. So we want to first deal with the ones who are, we assume they are unaffording. That's why they're in day schools. They're enough, because somebody who gets 300, 290, in my view, should be in an extra county school. Extra county school is away from the county. Okay? Are we together?
But you talked at 35, 30, you talked about 35, but now I'm hearing you at 100.
So this 21, that's what I wanted you to keep up. Where's your tab? You should be writing. Yeah, you know, as a teacher, I get my apologies. Yeah, if you're not writing,
your tab.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
You just write. There's something, I have it in my mind.
Yes, okay. You have it in my mind. Okay.
So, I want to stress that we are together, because
yes,
we have it offered.
Okay.
So, you have 3,000 students going to high school.
3,000 students.
Yes. 2,100 of them going to day schools.
21 in day school. So that is 900
boarding
in
school.
Boarding.
Yes. 2,100 day.
And then 2,100
day school.
Day.
Yes. Now, this 2,100, we want to borrow money. We want to raise finances.
Okay.
So how much are we targeting to raise in the first year? 100 million.
Why 100 million?
Because we are looking at attaining 14%. I need 14 million in the first year.
Okay.
So which means in 2028, parents will still pay school fees.
Are you getting the 100 million from KCDF? Say CDF rather.
No.
Not really.
From well-wishers and
well-wishers
and grants
and government initiatives.
So you can decide to do what I did the other day for Kilelesho and put it in that kitty.
Exactly.
What they did in Migori the other day, was it Omabay?
The one in Omabay, though they waligawanya mama hapo. And that's what I'm saying, it is wrong. That money, you raise it and invest it with treasury. And this is money, treasury will never go down.
Okay.
This is money that will be with you forever.
All right.
Okay.
So then you have 100 million.
Then you have 100 million.
Okay.
Now 100 million in the first year gives you
14 million. Okay.
If the treasury bond percentage, we go to the highest, which is 14%.
Okay.
Okay. So 14 million, our school fee, that is 15,000 times 2,100, We can calculate that very fast somewhere.
35 million, did you say?
Yeah, I said about 33 to 35 million. And
yeah.
And I know a calculator, which I've been It's pure math now, sorry. A political headache. My apologies. I'm getting into something that is very silly. But let's
No. I mean, this is what people of this country, because everybody that is listening to political headache is actually paying school fees for somebody.
True. Yeah.
2 or 3.
I agree.
You know,
I'm paying school fees of people I don't even know.
Yes. Yeah. So it's important that it's. We are going to be talking about the Matiang'i.
That's 31 million.
That's 31 million.
31 million.
That's 31 million. So we need 31 million to educate our day scholars.
Okay.
All of them. So if we raise this money in 2028.
Okay.
It means that the first maturity will be in 2029.
Okay.
So the first 14 million we're getting in 2029. Whatever that year will be.
Okay.
Treasury bonds also mature at 6 months. So you could get the first 7 million at the first 6 months. Okay? Treasury bond is what is used now to build roads because people invest and they wait.
Okay.
Okay? Now, so in first year to raise 100 million. How do we raise 100 million? I've said grants, well-wishers, CSR. I will go to Safaricom and beg them. I'll go to Airtel and beg them. I'll go to you name it. Mpaka wa kufanya hii maneno ya sabuni, I'll beg them. If I borrow from 50 entities, I'm able to raise 100 million in the first year. The second year, the same. Okay? Then now we're at 200 million, which means we're raising 28 million. How many millions are we shy from everybody going to school for free? 2 million or 3?
2 million.
Yeah.
CDF, bado iko na 40% money. Education. Which means I can decide and turn CDF into a scholarship and give it to teachers.
How about primary?
Primary, you need to develop infrastructure because primary is free. If there's any school that is charging parents for primary school, that is illegal. Primary is free. They can only be those easy as walimu wanaleta kidogo ya sijui motivation, kitu kidogo sijui registration. They're illegal but ziko. Okay? Now, so we have taken care of what? In the second year, which means if we sustain it in the third year, we can raise more. Now, it means every year we're having excess. Now, what do we do with the excess money? We're still investing in education. I want to give an example. Mandera County today is taking their students abroad, especially for STEM courses. In 10 to 15 years, you'll start to see these Somalis entering government at a very high level. Not now as business people, but as government officials. Because they're trained. And they're trained in one of the best or some of the best institutions in the world. So as we have excess money under the trust fund, what happens? We take these monies and, one, ensure that teachers can also advance themselves. Ensure that journalists who are within the constituency, like this money is not only for the law, for the secondary school now. We have excess. We can take care of.
You are now expanding into the economy.
Into the economy.
Different facets of the economy.
Yes. So we advance teachers to go and do their masters. If you're doing a master's degree, we can pay for you.
Ile mambo ya potato unajenga.
Unajenga exactly.
Unajenga nini na hiyo pesa?
Hiyo nakuja. So hii ni fee bado, hii ni education. Tunapeleka walimu wanajiongeza masters PhD. Then we transition them into universities they can go and teach because I like people progressing into the other worlds. Jagero alisoma journalism diploma.
Yes.
Kama ako tayari aenda fanye degree. Kama ako tayari aenda fanye masters. Kama anaweza aenda fanye PhD, we are paying half of it.
Okay.
For those who are willing to do it. Okay? Now, the whole constituency moves. And then before you realize, you're having a constituency like Kiambu, like Odaya, where or game, you throw a stone, you may hit a professor somewhere. And now, another fund, you raise it elsewhere. You be somebody who can do fundraising. You raise it elsewhere and ensure that you put another treasury bond and bills for economic empowerment. Ni pesa yenye iko inakujanga kwa sako. I told you about the Farmers Cooperative Society for Kabondo.
After you leave that seat, somebody will come and eat it, all of it.
No, they can't.
But now
it's community led.
But now, but now, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
You are the Wanjigi of Luland.
Not really, but I believe
speaks numbers.
Don't you think so?
I think so.
No, and now the problem that I have with trying to be a leader, for example, in Nyakach constituency, because I sort of think like you.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of things that I would like to talk about.
Right.
But saying these things in rallies might be very difficult, right?
It's difficult, not even in rallies alone.
Yeah.
You see, even in the basic setting of a funeral or a burial service, where you're talking to the people, you speak to them numbers. They not listen to you.
Yeah.
They won't.
They don't listen to you.
They won't.
So that's why I'm saying that Odhiambo, because Wanjigi every day is talking about debt and odious debt and how to recapture our economic freedom. And a lot of people are saying Wanjigi bwana unasemaje bwana?
It's too complicated.
It is too complicated. Yes. But I don't if do you have to tell them those things? Or you just have to win first and then do it. So, win in other ways. Shout.
So there are things, and that's why I say leadership requires a mix of politics and vision execution. Because when you're doing this, it is not coming from us dreaming that we can do it. It's a reality that can be done. So the first thing that you have to do as a leader, then you have to understand the politics in terms of community organization. I believe if you rally people behind an idea, on an ideology, they'll pick it. Like for example, if you tell people, from 2029, your school fees will be free. You'll be paying no school fees, education will be free. They get that. We will bring you water points. Because it's a shame for my constituency and very many other local constituencies, and generally Kenya, where people don't have clean, safe drinking water. It's not a function of an MP. But as a leader, you have to take charge and say, for example, Nyakachi, where you come from, you are meters literally away from the lake, but you don't have tapped water in your homes.
No,
as
we
a
don't.
leader, you can decide and have this water pumped up the hill on the plateau and have different tanks. Then it's piped back to the community and it flows back via gravity. Easy, simple. It can be done.
Yeah.
So the only amount you spend is big solar panels that will pump this water from the lake into a treatment plant that then takes it up into the tanks.
Do you think Ruto thinks like you?
I don't know. Maybe.
People of the internet, I want to get into our topic today. A land subdivision plan drawn up in the 80s lay dormant for more than 3 decades before exploding into one of Kenya's biggest scandals. What began as an ambitious private housing project on Nairobi's northern edge evolved into 3.2 billion compensation claim that drew in constitutional commissions, anti-corruption investigators, and the courts as officials struggled to answer a single question, Mr. Odhiambo and Mr. Kiragu, who really owned the land beneath 2 public schools. Also drawn into the saga was the Education Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i, after his ministry accepted advice from the National Land Commission and paid a first amount of money of 1.5 billion for the acquisition of the land, leaving an outstanding balance of 1.7 billion. Okay, so the matter roped in the National Land Commission, Parliament, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, the Ministry of Education, and eventually the courts, as judges were forced to reconstruct planning decisions made decades earlier. At the center of the dispute lies 3.7 acres occupied by Drive-In Primary and Waraka High School. Okay, so investigators have dug deeper. The dispute shifted dramatically. The central question became whether the land had ceased to be private before the 3.2 billion compensation was ever considered. Okay, so those are the issues that have come back to haunt Mr. Fred Matiang'i. Okay, because people are saying that him, together with Mr. Kipsang, played dirty on this game. I do not know why this issue is coming up now, especially given the fact that Mr. Matiang'i is actually a presidential candidate and is fighting very hard to sort of clean his name. Okay? We are going to be talking about people of the internet, Mr. Matiang'i, and whether he is able to be loved by Kenyans, possibly be voted in 2027. So I want to ask the first question to Mr. Kiragu. Mr. Kiragu, what do you think about Matiang'i as a person? Do you like him? I know he's a friend of your party leader.
Yes.
What is going on?
First off, I will say that, for example, with the scenario that you've just read to us and the judgment that has just been given, I think, by the Court of Appeal today, there are two issues that are coming up. There's the political angle and there is the legal angle to it.
Okay.
So first off, we agree that this has been a long-standing dispute that has been there, and you have seen commissions such as the National Land Commission coming into play, and also advisories that have come from that particular commission on even the compensation that was initially given, 1.5 billion shillings, shy of the 3.2 billion shillings that was to be given. But I would say that politically speaking, this would taint his candidature, moving forward. Personally, I've never loved Matiang'i as a political head.
Okay.
But I love him as an administrator, simply because I think he has just some type of way he manages his things when he's in government. Backtracking to when he was CS for ICT in 2013, all the way to when he was CS for education, when he was CS for interior. There's just some type of way he's able to, conduct his administration. But politically speaking, I would not really advocate for him, simply because I think politics is also a matter of managing people and managing the emotions. And I don't think he will perform very well when it comes to managing the people and emotions when he's in the highest office. Okay. So I will give a balanced view on his admin role and his political role. Yes.
So you would like him as an administrator and not necessarily as somebody that, is going to be doing something for the country.
Yes.
So you would be a very pissed off man if Gachagua were to say, look, this is my guy.
Well, I will not be pissed off per se, but I will not view his presidency as being sustainable in the current political, angle that we are in. He will not be very sustainable, because there's also the aspect of managing people, managing also the expectations. Even if it's true, there's some way you can deliver the truth. It should be soft landing. I think for him being the president, I will not really advocate for him to be the flag bearer, but in the unlikely event that he's given that particular role to be the flag bearer, I'll give it an ish. Winning is another thing. I don't think we will bank that particular presidency if he's the presidential candidate.
Odhiambo, you have always been a very huge critic of Mr. Matiang'i. Matiang'i started really, really well. He was born in Burabu, Nyamira County in Kenya's Gusii region. All right, and we are being told that numerically it is significant, but historically political marginal community. All right, so Matiang'i began in Kisii, and then Bachelor of Education from Kenyatta University, and a Master's and PhD in Communication and Comparative Literature. It's interesting that Matiang'i is a communicator, PhD in Communication. I don't know how much you rate him. From the University of Nairobi. He has lectured at Egerton University and the University of Nairobi. Right? So before government, he built an international development profile, working as governance and program implementation expert and consulting for the World Bank, the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, the Inter-Parliamentary Union, and the UNDP. He also served as the country director of Kenya Parliamentary Support Program and as Eastern Africa Regional Representative for the Center for International Development at the Rockefeller College of Public Affairs and Policy, State University of New York, right? His brother, John Matiang'i, is a national treasurer of the Kenya National Union of Teachers. I don't know whether he is there because of, Matiang'i. So Uhuru obviously appointed him as CS for ICT in April 2013. After a brief acting stint at Lands, he was moved to education in November 24th, 2015 reshuffle following Joseph Nakaiseri's death on July 8th, 2017. He became acting interior minister, holding both dockets, and was confirmed at Interior January 2018, serving until Ruto's inauguration in September 2022, where he obviously goes home because he's not in good books with Ruto. So that is the person of Matiang'i. What is good about Matiang'i?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so much is good about Matiang'i that goes without mentioning. Matiang'i is well known for his straight face, strict and efficient administration. He is a gentleman who has proven that he goes beyond the normal. He rides in the what I call the extra mile lane, where there are very few people. He pushes himself to what I call near absolutism kind of administration. And he works with what needs to be done has to be done. And I think that's a beautiful thing for him. It's evidenced by him stopping the unusual marks in KCSE. Stemming, of course, largely it was Magoha who did the work at NEC, but of course it was the minister under which this was happening, so his supervision then takes the credit that he did very, very well in stopping the cheating. This is a man who understood revolution in terms of administrative revolution. Governments and civil servants are largely lethargic in those government offices. They don't really look at government as a very serious working space that should be functional for the people. But Matiang'i came in and gave us a fresh breath of air in terms of how things ought to work. Somebody in this government who would look like him a little bit, but I think his public image and general perception has offed him is Duale. Duale would have been very efficient because he has the ear of the president. But I think he's super occupied with other things in the process. Matiang'i comes out to me as somebody who wanted to see a change for Kenya administratively. In all departments he went to, things changed. When he was in ICT, you remember we had the signal switch from terrestrial analog to digital. They went to court and he enforced that. And now our media is largely on the digital frequency. Matiang'i also is well known for reforming the school system, especially the one that is most visible, the yellow buses. Initially, every school had its own color, but he uniformed it, that all school buses must be yellow in color and must be driven at particular times. Beyond 6, they should not be on the road. He enforced that. Was very beautiful because it reduced the number of accidents as were before. As I said, he also stopped the education malpractice, especially the examination malpractice, where we would end up with abnormal graphs. If you do statistics, you'll be taught one important bit, that even chaos is perfect, statistically. That it must achieve something called a bell graph. That the very intelligent are very few, the majority are average, then the very stupid are also very few. We can't end up with a society or a school that gives us, out of 200 students who are doing KCSE back then, that 180 have A's, and there's only 20 that have A minuses. 100% transition to university. That was a hoax in our institutions, and you can see it in the careers that we are having. People who have come out with degrees but are not functional. They cannot do anything. Journalists who cannot even operate a camera. They don't even know what aperture means. Doctors and nurses who can leave very wrong stitches on bodies, or even poorly prescribed medication, and so many more. So Matiang'i helped in that. And when it came to security, he didn't perform very well for me in security. At one moment, the very man who is sitting with now, called Natembea, who was then the regional commissioner for Rift Valley, did say that you would call Karanja Kibicho, he would never pick your call, but there's a chaos in North Rift, where people are cut rustling. You'd call Matiang'i, he would never pick. He performed dismally in security, in my view. Under him, policemen saw a lot of painful things happening for them. Their welfare was never looked into. Most importantly, there was no proper policy that was revolutionary around security when he came into security. And so that is how I would rate him. But most importantly for me, and that's the bone of contention I've always had with Matiang'i, Matiang'i squandered an opportunity for this country. And the opportunity squandered was in the digital registry. As somebody who deals with data on a day-to-day basis, one thing that I really admired when I heard of him talking about is the Huduma number thing. Huduma number was about 9 billion or 7 billion, if I'm not wrong. But it is nowhere. I don't know if you have your Huduma number.
No.
Yeah. But if we had that registry, Jagero, the digital registry, a child who is born would be accounted for on one digit until he dies. We would know how to plan better for our people. We would know where people live. We would have our post office working again. Because America is super digitized ahead of us.
Yeah.
But they still have their post office working. Because with a registry, a digitized registry, we would understand who is where, what is happening to them. We could even understand how to do preventive medication. We could understand how to educate our people. Because now, with numbers, you plan properly. So being that I squandered that opportunity, I appoint a single point of truth for planners and for the government. I hold it against him and I find it unforgivable that this man cannot explain to us where Oduma number went to, where the 9 billion went to. Having been a university lecturer himself, like I was, Matiang'i ought to have known that at 9 billion or 7 billion shillings, we could take this money and give universities like KU, which have proven beyond reasonable doubt that they're big in IT. We could give universities such as Multimedia, Maseno, University of Nairobi, Kabianga, you name them, a bit kidogo. And we have them develop for us a cheaper way or an affordable way of establishing a digital registry that would be functional for our people. So that's what I have about him. And perhaps the most visible one again is when he offended my friend Miguna. Extremely. That was painful to see. Whatever the case was, it showed poor management style on his level. When him together with his co-accused who never presented themselves in court, he disobeyed court orders. He defied or he disobeyed the rights, actually infringed upon the rights of Miguna heavily. Despite the challenges that were there, people are Kenyans. You can talk. Miguna would speak whatever he would want to because we have the right to speak. The freedom of expression.
I think we are going to cue those two videos, the Miguna citizenship claims and the contempt ruling.
Yeah.
You have those videos? Yeah, we can do those videos. But Mr. Kiragu, do you? Odhiambo has just talked about education, and I'm just thinking that this is somewhere where Matiang'i excels so much, quote unquote. All right, when we were facing the massive KCSE, KCP exam leakages, he purged the Kenya National Examination Council, restructured exam paper security, and made principal directly accountable for exam center security. But then, as a president, then do you think that you would have another look at this and perhaps fix it?
I would think that. First of all, he performed very well when it came to education, when he was the CS. And also, there's something that Odhiambo has mentioned, which is very critical, of the curve. That should be normal in a sense, that we have very few people in the average, and also some people who he has called stupid. I would not love to call them that word. But then, he tried to revolutionize. But as a president, I don't know. I feel like he would underperform, in my view. The reason I say that is because I've talked about the aspect of working with people. When you look at Matiang'i, the figure, Odhiambo has mentioned something very critical. For example, when he was in the Interior Ministry, it will be, a one-man show, so to speak, that he's not working, for example, with the regional commander for Rift Valley, then the governor for Trans Nzoia, George Natembeya, which is very critical for you as a president. Then you have to receive advisory. You are a guru, for example, in the education sector, but you now need to also have people who are advising you how to pick it up. There's the new aspect of CBC that he didn't manage to handle very well when he was the CS for education. But now when he's president in 2027, he will now have to deal with it head on, because now it has been rolled out. Now we have junior secondary, and now we'll be transitioning to the universities and colleges to see how then that plays out. So I don't think he will then perform very well, because then he will have to work with people under him who he has to listen to, advisory which he has to listen to, and it should not be a one-man show. Then there's something that has been mentioned of data protection, or rather the Huduma number. And there was a case that was taken to court by the Nubians, and they claimed that public participation was not conducted, data privacy, and what have you. So I would also view his presidency as a presidency that would have to deal with a lot of court cases that will barricade or would act as injunctions that he will not deliver on his mandate, because Matiang'i proved to, kind of be a bulldozer that, it has to go my way or the highway. Then how would he, balance off the executive role and the judiciary role? Will he follow court cases?
Okay.
Will he, uphold the rule of law? So there are a lot of questionable things that, make me feel that his presidency will perform dismally. Yes.
Miguna's citizenship claims and the contempt ruling played back to back. Can we have that, please?
Mr. Miguna wanted, he would actually do it from Ottawa or Toronto, wherever he is, and he would get it. It's a simple, straightforward process. We took these documents to him to the airport. He tore them. We did all we could in that particular case to fulfill the requirements of the law.
What then would have happened if we allowed Miguna to come back into this country without papers? We would have set a precedent that we would have not met internationally. One, the international community would have believed that someone can actually begin his journey from the air and end up entering into this country.
Everyone has their passport stamped, everyone, including yourselves, honorable members, when you travel. That doesn't make you less of a Kenyan. It doesn't deny you your citizenship. Even the president, as I told you last night, he had his passport stamped when he was coming back from Mozambique. Everyone, even President Obama when he came here, the Pope, everyone has their passport stamped. He was deported, I would have had to sign a deportation order. We couldn't deport him because he was not in Kenya. He had not been cleared, so he was not in our custody. He was not within our jurisdiction. We did not deport him. He was a passenger on transit who did not establish himself, who did not identify himself, who did not produce his credentials, and according to international convention, he was removed from the airside of the airport to his last port of call, which was Dubai, because that's where he came from. I am not aware that Mr. Miguna was dragged. I am not aware. And if I'm not aware, I therefore can't respond to the question. I don't know. Unless there is scientific information and so on to that effect. I am not aware. He had traveled to the country when he came here last on a Canadian passport. And he had renewed his Canadian passport for 10 years in June 2017. 30 days to the general elections where he was contesting to become governor of Nairobi. Then that, of course, naturally raised questions. Allah, how did we allow then a Canadian to contest for governor of Nairobi? What happened? Then they started looking at the papers. Then they discovered actually there was an irregularity in the manner in which his documentation was arranged. At that time, the option available for government was to charge him in a court of law or to deport him.
It is very interesting, Mr. Dhiambo, how your demons can actually follow you.
Yeah.
Because I think that when Miguna was dealing with, when Mr. Matiang'i was dealing with Miguna, he had no clue that this is something that is going to shadow him to this day. And Mr. Kiragu, yes, who I presume is fairly young, understands that he has fear that this gentleman is not able to work with a very big arm of the government, and that is the judiciary. And if you listen to Mr. Matiang'i, he has been told that, look, we have told you that we need this gentleman into the country. Wacha siasa hii mingi unasema. Yes. You get him to Nairobi and then utuambie
kama ako Nairobi.
Kama ako Nairobi. That is the direction that we are giving you. Yes. You know, so don't make noise. You bring Mr. Miguna to the country, facilitate his coming into the country, and then we are going to deal with all these issues. Whether he's not supposed to vie as a Nairobi governor, that will be material then. Yes. But him coming here is what we need to talk about. Yes. And that is very interesting. Then do you think that has he learned a lesson, or because every time Mr. Matiang'i speaks, he's the most knowledgeable in the room. All right? Everybody else do not know what they are talking about. And this is one of the problems I've also had with Sifuna. When he speaks, the other day I saw somebody saying that he starts with I, Mimi, Njenje. You know, and I think that is problematic, because somebody was also telling me, I don't know if I have that thing here, but somebody was telling me something when I was trying to research this issue, something that is very important. I just want to look it up. He said something that Where is it? I want to get it for you just right now. He said that, he said to me that people respect Matiang'i, but they don't love him. And that is, I think, a very interesting sentence to say, that I respect him as a disciplinarian, but I don't love him. So politically, do people vote those that they love or those that they respect?
Good. So one, let's look at the word respect.
Okay.
What are the components of the word respect? Because we have to go granular for us to get a complete understanding of how the feeling in the room is.
Okay.
So respect has two different words in it. It has admiration and it has fear. That's what brings respect. Admiration to the extent that you are inspirational to a particular level. And the fear part is that there are components or parts of you that somebody may not want to lose access to.
Okay.
So they would want to share with you their time meaningfully, but also keep the admiration. So is Matiang'i then feared or respected? Because fear alone can sit outside respect without sitting within respect. Admiration without coupling with fear does not then sit properly in that word.
Yeah.
So if you look at the people in the room where Matiang'i sits, they look at him and they're like, wewe, hatujasahau, tunakujua. Okay, but of course they're not going to tell him outrightly, but we know you. You're not a stranger. So do you think they fear him? Yes. Now, is it better to be feared than to be loved in politics? Absolutely. It's in the 48 laws of power. Better be feared than loved, because if you're loved, they'll eat you for lunch.
Okay.
If you're feared, they will tend to give you some respect, kidogo. Yes. What you call respect, but it's generally fear that you may harm them. So in order to avoid harm, they will always try to either toe your line or do whatever. Now that fear that he comes with then is also good for him in terms of administration. The people know that this guy is a no-nonsense, he's not relatable. He will say, we do this, if you don't do, you're out. And human beings, unfortunately, respond best to fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, people of the internet, the reason why we are bringing in the Miguna issue is because this actually happened in 2018. After Miguna participated in Raila Odinga's January swearing in, the 30th, 2018, by declaring himself the people's president, this is the problem. This is where Miguna started landing into problems. Because when Raila Odinga was whisked away by Mr. Jimmy Wanjigi, remember, to his home in Muthaiga, obviously into the bunker, okay? Miguna had no bunker. And so he was arrested, okay? He was arrested, declared a prohibited immigrant, and deported despite a series of high court orders.
Yeah.
Okay, when Miguna attempted to return on March 26, 2018, armed officers held him at JKIA Terminal 2, seized, destroyed his passport, and tried to force him onto a Dubai-bound flight, all in defiance of subsisting orders. Justice George Odunga found Matiang'i, then IG, Joseph Boynet, and Immigration PS Gordon Kihalangwa in contempt and in violation of Article 10. Fining each 200,000, which he did not pay, by the way. Mr. Matiang'i did not pay.
It was to be enforced from the exchequer, from his salary. So the order was not given to him. The order was given to the exchequer.
The exchequer did not pay.
Oh, really?
They did not. On September 19, 2025, the Court of Appeal, Justice Karanja, Achode, and Ngugi, set aside the contempt convictions, but explicitly only on the narrow ground of procedure, holding that punishment was imposed without formal instituted contempt application and attendance. Right? So then, we also have another thing that happens with Matiang'i in January 2018. By the way, as he is squabbling with Miguna, he's also opening another war front with the media. Matiang'i's ministry directed the Communications Authority to switch off NTV, KTN News, Citizen TV, and Inooro, during live coverage of Raila swearing in. He justified by alleging the event was a well-choreographed attempt to subvert or overthrow Mr. Kenyatta. Okay? So the station stayed dark for about a week, defying a High Court order via Justice Chacha Mwita on an LSK Kenya Editions Guild application to restore signals immediately. The shutdown drew condemnation from the UN, US, AU, Human Rights Watch, ICG Kenya, and the Kenya Human Rights Commission, and an unprecedented assault on press freedom in post-2010 constitutional era. The question in Mr. Odhiambo.
Yes.
How would Matiang'i deal with the Standard now?
Well, I don't want to imagine how that will come to be, but I want to give a picture.
Okay.
Matiang'i is ruthless. Of course, there is some level of journalistic liberalism that's being practiced by standard media. I don't want to say that it is indisciplined journalism. I've explained here the theories of journalism, and it's the liberal end. They're on the extreme liberal end. Of course, Matiang'i will respond favorably to standard media, and we all know how he will do it. He will most probably send KRA their way. And most probably there's been issues of employment issues, of salaries being delayed. Ministry of Labor would want to verify why are there issues, why people not paid. There would be some litigation here and there. But most importantly, he would call for order in the media. He's an authoritarian. Matiang'i has no level of democracy in him. He does not believe in democracy an inch, because he has never fought for democracy anywhere. Matiang'i is a stranger in democracy politics. He's an administrator who is good as an administrator. And his administration also has its ghosts, which are heavy. Of course, everybody has some ghosts in a closet. But once you're in the public limelight, we now check it deeper. And he will deal with standard ruthlessly.
What do you think, Mr. Kiragu? What do you think? Ruto had to go to Twitter to cry loud there, and Jamini, Lisa, that's all Ruto had to do. Yes. But what do you think about Matiang'i? How does he deal with the Standard Media Group?
At this point in time, I think I will prefer Ruto's approach.
Okay.
At this point in time, I would say that compared to how Ruto dealt with the Standard Media and the 8 days headline, Matiang'i would, on the other end, act in a very silent but authoritative way. In such a manner that now the UN will come and say that hii mnafanya ni mbaya, mnafunga Standard sasa. And we come to the press and say, you know what, Standard are going against our laws. They're actually conducting treason.
Yes.
We have treason. These treasoners. So I think for him, he will deal with it in a very authoritative way and actually go against the very constitution that we saw in 2010. That now we have a freedom of expression, we have the freedom of media, and we say, you know what, we are sovereign as a country. So UN, so we conduct our country how we want. We want to restore order. We want our children to avoid reading these things.
Yes.
Such kind of talks. So that's how I believe.
I've never heard Matiang'i talking about children.
I've never heard.
Our children.
Yes,
they should not be reading this.
Two parents.
Yes. Yeah, so that's how I believe he will deal with the Standard. And not only the Standard. Right now we have a trend that we, post on TikTok and we post on Facebook, and we have very, opinionated people that they're saying this is how we should be running our things. Very people who are coming out and saying that this kasongo wewe tutakumalizana na wewe 2027. So I don't know how he will react to that when we say that he's a one-term president. How will he react to that? So I'm just thinking out loud. He will close down the media, shut down the internet at some point in time. Yes, at some point, that's what I'm thinking, because if he can't even obey a court order, if he can't obey a court order that directs him to open up the media at some point, then how will he deal with it when he's president. So it leaves a very big question mark, but that's how he will deal with it. Atambia UN nyika eni huko.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then let's play some videos there. There is a video that the protest bans and the fake raid saga. You remember that? The protest bans and the fake raid saga. You have that video? Yeah. Let's play those ones.
You are right as a citizen of this country to peacefully demonstrate, to peacefully picket. But there's a law and there's a framework within which that has got to be done. We cannot take advantage of that to destroy property and businesses of innocent people. For the time being, we will not allow demonstrations within the central business districts of Nairobi, Mombasa, and Kisumu. The Inspector General of Police has been advised accordingly. With Article 54 of the Constitution of Kenya and pursuant to the powers accorded to me by Section 22 of the Public Order Act, I will shortly be gazetting regulations that govern the conduct of public processions and demonstrations. For example, on the 6th of October 2017, a Mr. Norman Magaya, allegedly the CEO of NASA, notified the Nairobi County Police Commander of the intention to hold peaceful demonstrations in Nairobi. During that demonstration, serious cases of destruction of public property, looting, vandalizing of vehicles, and destruction of normal life were witnessed.
I think presidents upon presidents, there is a video that I laughed so much when I heard about it, when Moi was complaining about the media. Then what I bomoa, what I bomoa inchi, magazeti, zitabomoa.
That is President Moi. I remember.
Yes. You know that thing, magazeti zitabomoa inchi. And I don't know whether, because every other government that comes into this country has always had a serious problem with demonstrations. I think every president in this country has feared one thing: people pouring into the streets.
Any person in power, any from an MCA to a president, fears people in the street.
Why?
Because people in the street means a vote of no confidence in your leadership. People in the street is the direct opposite of where you sit. And that is not very good. And so no leader wants people in the street. And no leader wants the media to be reporting negatively about them. No leader. That's why Moi bought KTN. I hope you're aware. The Standard Media originally was not Moi's idea.
Yeah.
It belonged to the owner of Chester House in town. This owner of Chester House is also the owner of Jambo Eco Lodge in Kisumu.
Okay.
I'm just forgetting his name. He's a popular guy though. He's a Kisi. He's the one who started KTN as a private media to rival KBC. But in the authoritarian regime of President Moi, he took it over. He forced the guy to sell it to him. But I think then they had concessions. He made the guy very rich, I believe so. Because the guy is extremely rich. I think he's still alive. He's not dead yet. He's still alive. And yeah, the presidents normally don't like people like that. Now, if you listen to Matiang'i, you wonder you ask yourself one question. Did this guy think that someday he would want to be something in this country?
That is the question I started with. I'm not clear if I got a clear answer from you.
Yeah. Did this guy imagine that one day he would want to talk to the same people and ask them for him to be, or for them to make him a leader? I think he didn't see it then. Because there is this feel of infinity when you're in power. That power is not going to end anytime soon. So you find yourself talking down upon the people. Matiang'i talked down upon Kenyans in so many ways, in the most arrogant fashion. In some instances, he was doing the right thing. But even in doing the right thing, we don't forget how he talked to us. There's no day that Matiang'i talked to us smiling. I don't know if you know how Matiang'i's smile looks like. I'm not being petty.
It's very difficult to see.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to see his smile. But Kiragu might have seen it huko kwa DCP.
Yeah, he's like a Russian.
Well, when he was joining DCP, he smiled at least. When he was coming to the party to negotiate, at least he was smiling.
When you see a Russian smiling,
it
only leaves you with one thing. You ask them one question, what do you want?
What do you want?
Yeah, because they don't just smile.
Yes.
And that one from, again, my body language reading. People who don't smile often are not very trustworthy kind of people. Because why are you unhappy? What is so sad?
Yeah.
That you're unhappy?
What is angering you?
What is angering you? What are you harboring within you? That people are smiling. Smiling is a reflex that even children have. You're not smiling. Matiang'i has never smiled. I don't know.
Kissis, they don't smile.
No, Kissis smile. Kisi and Luyas have the best smiles.
Yeah. I think the road to Matiang'i's presidency is laden with landmines.
True.
In 2017 election crackdown on Baby Pendo, as acting interior CS during the 2017 election and repeat poll, the security docket presided over protest policing in which the KNCHR documented at least 60 deaths.
Yeah.
Okay, Pendo, the 6-month-old Samantha Pendo was clubbed to death in a police raid in Kisumu's Nyalenda slum in August of 2017. A Kisumu inquest, Magistrate Berry Lomolo 2019 found police commanders liable under command responsibility.
Yes.
Now, on October 27, 2022, the DPP charged 12 senior officers with crimes against humanity under the International Crimes Act. Kenya's first case under Matiang'i. Notably, DPP Igonga later dropped the charges against 8 of the officers, citing lack of evidence, proceeding against only 4 of them. Okay? In 2017 again, Matiang'i is accused of organizing the Nairobi business community /goons.
Yeah.
All right, chaired by one Wilfred Kamau and largely to be outlawed Mungiki, rebranded, attacked NASA leaders and protesters in the CBD. All right, and then there is the Huduma number.
Yeah.
As the face of the National Integrated Identity Management System, Matiang'i launched the Huduma card rollout on Mashujaa Day of 2020. On October 14, 2021, the High Court declared the rollout illegal under Matiang'i after having spent 10 billion Kenya shillings. Now, Rivayala and enforced disappearances. July 2021 and January 2022, dozens of bodies were retrieved from Rivayala in Siaya. Amnesty International documented over 40 bodies floating on the shores of Rivayala, recovered in that window. All right? 31 of them had visible signs of torture. All right? And then he weaponizes the government against Ruto in the run-up to the 2022 election. In 2021, GSU officers were withdrawn from President Ruto's current home, Sugoi, Elgonview, and Eldoret's residences and replaced with administration police. All right? Okay? And then we have the 2022 fake and raid. So there are so many things. But I think let's take a turn and play Matiang'i coming from the States.
Just before you
but
play
keep
that.
Keep it.
Yeah, keep it on cue.
Okay.
Just before you play that, I was from Uganda, Kampala, after doing my public lecture at Makerere University.
Yeah.
I was sharing a plane. The guy was seated at the window side. I was seated on the aisle chair. This is a very senior former security officer in this country who intimated to me that the people who are being charged in Baby Pendo's case are not the ones who are liable. As you've correctly read, there's a command structure issue. The people who are deployed to do whatever happened in Kisumu were not under the command of the OCS then. Because if an officer is deployed, or if a contingent of officers are deployed to your area of command, then they must first report to you. But the guys who carried out that torture in Nyalenda did not report to the OCS there. And so the guys who were taken before court, the 12 of them, were not the people who were involved in that case. This gentleman told me, I'm under no obligation to reveal his name, but I can tell you he's a very senior police officer. In the former, he's now I think retired or something. He was a very senior police officer. He told me that those guys are being charged for nothing, and that case will collapse. That's why now they are left with 4. Those 4 will go scot-free, because the actual people who did the work are not the ones who are being charged. And these are some of the discussions that we must have when we're looking at Matiang'i in the eye. That people who killed Baby Pendo, their case had been bungled, and wrong people were charged. It's a very strategic legal fraud, which is being used to acquit or to let everybody go scot-free. And the people who face interdiction are not the people who should have faced interdiction. So Matiang'i, in terms of security, was a spectacular fail. If you talk about 40 bodies floating in River Yala, and 30 of them having serious torture wounds, leave alone that, we have the case of the IT person, the IBC IT guru, Musando,
yes,
who was evidently tortured heavily before his body was collected next to the lady, wherever it was found. So this fellow is somebody who believes in torture as a strategy of dealing with dissidents. There is a man who, under his watch, bodies were collected in the most despicable way at a river, naked.
But I'm wondering, where are these people coming from?
All over. There was a KWS officer there. There were so many people there. And those are the ones who were found. How many were not found? Because River Yala could be one dumping site. How about the other dumping sites which were never found? Could there have been an incinerator somewhere where bodies were taken and burnt? Because we have people which KNHCR has documented have disappeared during Matiang'i's time. They disappeared. They've never to be found. Those families are still in agony to date. This is a man who has no respect for civil rights, has no respect for human rights. There's nothing to write home about Matiang'i in terms of the most important rights observable under this nation.
But then again, Matiang'i leaves the country when Ruto gets in, but he comes back home. Do we have the homecoming speech? Do we also have Jubilee flag bearer acceptance? Okay, great. Can you play the 3 of them, the homecoming speeches, answers on the record, and being given the Jubilee flag bearer acceptance speech? You have those 3? Homecoming speech.
Thank you so much, Excellency. Now is the time for us to have conversations one with another about the future of our country and try the best we can to be as orderly as we can ever be. That's why I was saying earlier, because this is the airport and usually the airport is a security place, we will be brief here so that we don't make it difficult for these wonderful people to manage the airport. Because you see, this is also the entry point to our country, and we must make it easier for those who are visiting us and those who are coming into our country to get in peacefully and go on with their business. I want us to organize a meeting. That's why I was looking for you, Angel. I want us to organize a meeting with all of you guys, leaders, within the next few days so that we can get together and talk and now plan things together.
Received formally his application to be the presidential candidate or Jubilee presidential candidate, and the NEC approved, resolved that he now carries the flag of Jubilee Party as our presidential candidate, and even as he goes to the United Opposition, he goes there in that capacity coalition. But we are also aware of the reality is that other formations are going on. But we cannot quit Azimio. Quitting Azimio means the members of parliament who are holding various positions within parliament, they relinquish. So there is a legal implication, and that's why we cannot be in a hurry kupiga kona na kukata mkato hapa na pale.
Hii yetu iwe sawa sawa. Nasema hapa hii yetu iwe sawa sawa. Nasema hapa Kisii sisi tumeelewa safari. Tumetoa ndugu yetu Okengo Fred akutane na kila mmoja ambaye anagombea kiti, na sisi hatutatusi mtu yoyote. Tukielekea mbele, tunataka kila kabila.
Tungependa kuonyesha Wakenya kuwa tuko tayari kuwania uongozi wa nchi hii, na yule ambaye tumemchagua ni kijana yetu anaitwa Fred Okengo
Okay. So, Odhiambo, that is what is happening. I want to return to Mr. Kiragu. This gentleman is in the united opposition, but it doesn't look like you like him. What are you going to do when they make the consensus? Because do you know whether they are going to be having a consensus or they are going to have something scientific around the presidential candidate? Because DCP, your party leader, has decided that they're not in a hurry.
Yes.
To settle on anybody.
Yeah.
But this could be Matiang'i. Odhiambo was telling me yesterday that your party leader is in a very tight position. That he is not, he should have been the presidential candidate, but somehow, somewhat, he has to. By the way, as a lawyer, you think that he can vie as a president?
First of all, let's touch base with the judgment that was given by the court. The 350-page judgment, but then later cascaded down to around 286 pages. Basically, trying to canvass the issues that were raised by, of course, the petitioner, that is His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. But it was a very incoherent judgment, in my own view, and which raises a lot of eyebrows, and which, of course, raised the ground to then appeal to the Court of Appeal, by the very sense that there was recognition by the court that his rights were violated, both in Senate and in the National Assembly, and also the quick, gazettements that were there, gazettements that were being given at night and what have you, and also the acknowledgement by the court that this process should not have, proceeded in that particular manner. The procedure was questionable. So then why give a judgment that then goes against the very reasoning that you had as a court? But those are legal issues. But then when we talk about the Matiang'i's fitting into the opposition and also his aspiration as the presidential candidate, I think in my thinking the opposition will not in any sense settle on Matiang'i as the presidential candidate. And the reason I say that, there are two aspects. The first aspect is the consensus aspect, and the second aspect, of course, is the scientific aspect. That who in the opposition's view, first of all, is the very right person to be the presidential candidate, and secondly, who has the numbers, because the numbers really matter. We look at it from an aspect of, first of all, the compatibility even within the opposition itself. I don't think, from where I sit, that the opposition leaders, Kalonzo is there. He has been a vice president. He has been a minister of foreign affairs.
40 years of nothing.
40 years. He has a lot of...
You think it is 40 years of nothing?
I don't think it's 40 years of nothing. I think he was just... I think it's just that you have not given him the opportunity to be the president. Yeah. So I don't think it's 40 years of nothing. He has served even under President Kibaki, and we all praise President Kibaki's achievement of Thika Road and what have you at the education sector. He was there. So
it takes a share of...
Yes, it takes a share of that particular achievement and that particular legacy. So he has that experience, and I believe that in my view, of course it's not binding and it's not the party's view, it's my own view. I think if they settle on a candidature of Kalonzo, it will be better, because I think Kalonzo possesses the people's skills. But let's go back to Matiang'i. That's the consensus aspect. The numbers aspect, I don't think he's able to pull the numbers that are requisite from even his homeland in Kisii for us to fill in the basket.
You think Sifuna and Mr. and somebody else takes some of the votes, Maraga?
Yes. No, let's not talk about Maraga. I don't think he pulls the numbers. I don't think so.
So then who denies him the numbers in Kisii?
In Kisii,
President Ruto?
Well, we will talk of a split. We will talk of a split. But in the split, I don't see anywhere Matiang'i is featuring. The reason I say that is this, that he has not been seen as a political head for a very long time.
Okay.
People view him as an administrator. So, it's him seeking for votes even in his own homeland is a tall order. For him, it will be a very tall order. And charity begins at home. So if you can't convince your own people to vote for you as a president, then it's a bit logic for you to be the presidential flag bearer. Okay. Yes.
Do you think that the United Opposition is looking at his bad track record, quote unquote, in order of urgency?
Yes.
You guys at the United Opposition, you should be looking at Maraga's bad past, quote unquote, or you're looking at the numbers. Which one counts first? Which one is or if it could get you 5 million votes, you'll quickly forget about the corruption and the Huduma number and so on and so forth. Which one is it?
I think it's a blend.
Okay.
But what takes more precedence is the numbers. Because honestly speaking, if you can't pull the numbers, then it's a bit difficult. Because we cross the bridge when you get there. We talk about, for example, the aspects to do with the compatibility of government and what have you when you get there. But the point at which we are in currently, even with the discussions, because there are so many discussions that have been held, even in the United Oppositions, we as aspirants have also been inquired of our preferred candidates. But I think at the end of it all, it will, the buck stops with us asking ourselves, Matiang'i as a presidential candidate, will he pull the numbers? Matiang'i's candidature right now still reflects to Peter Kenneth's candidature in 2013, for example, where we had a lot of hype that people had said, Peter Kenneth, it's the right time for you to be the president. It's the right time for you to take on the mantle from Kibaki to Peter Kenneth to PK, as he was then referred to. But, that hype really does not transition to votes. That's another thing. Because at some point in time, we the Gen Zs said that Matiang'i is fit for presidency. But right now, we are now looking at the issues. We're saying, hey, bana boss uliua watu pale Rivayala ulifanya nini? So we are also reflecting on his past achievements and his past failures, but also looking at it, balancing it off with the numbers, because the numbers really matter at this point in time. Yes,
because we have Matiang'i drawing 14% as of May 2nd 2026. We have Kalonzo at 18%. And then we have Gachagua at 17% and Edwin Sifuna at 10%. All right?
Yes.
Tifa also recorded Matiang'i's steady slide from 32% support in May 2025 to 14% by May 2026. So in a period of just about a year, he has actually dropped about 20%.
Yes.
And Infotrack polling on the December 2025 put Ruto at 28%, Matiang'i at 13%, Kalonzo at 12%. Now there is a Stats Kenya poll, March 2026, had Ruto at 23%, Matiang'i at 12%, Kalonzo at 8%. So crucially, a combined Kalonzo-Matiang'i Gachagua ticket polled at 24% versus Ruto's 23%. The only scenario where Ruto trails, all right? So then, you sort of have Kalonzo, Matiang'i, and Gachagua, a strong ticket to take Ruto home in one clean sweep.
Yes.
Okay? But if you take Kalonzo, do you want to give the vice presidency to Matiang'i? Who do you, if you are Gachagua?
Placing myself in Gachagua's shoes.
Yeah.
I think Matiang'i will not fit as a good DP.
Yeah.
He will not.
But he's at 14%, my brother. 14%.
Yes.
Are you taking Sifuna?
Well, I will not have a conclusion on that.
No. But would you love Sifuna?
Yes, Sifuna is a good one. He's a good one. He's a good one. Because honestly speaking, it requires a blend of the two. It requires a blend of somebody who can be able to, because honestly speaking, if we look at Kalonzo, he's a bit reserved. He doesn't speak too loudly in terms of.
So Sifuna comes in to give him that boost.
Yes, he comes to give him that boost, politically speaking. That is, but we require an administrator such as Matiang'i to also ensure that things are running in government.
Okay.
Yes, so we require a blend. So if I was Riggy, I will not really give Matiang'i that particular DP ticket. I will prefer Sifuna.
Oh.
Yes. I will prefer Sifuna over Matiang'i. Yes.
What do you think about Mr. Kiragu's issues that they are dealing with in the DCP?
DCP is not looking at numbers, and neither is the United Opposition looking at numbers. Because there's no organization. They're chancing. Actually, it's not actually called chancing. There's how we call it. Forgetting the term, but if I remember, I'll tell you. So let's say they're chancing. Chancing is playing the game of probability. That let's try. There's no sure path because Sifuna up to this moment doesn't have a rock solid base.
Sure.
That he can say, these are my numbers, I'm coming to the table. Because if he did, we would know. It comes from Bukusu land. Bukusu land is about a very key swing vote in this country, between 3 to 5%. If Jagero, he had that in his backyard or in his bag and come to Nairobi and say, you know what, as we sit on this table, I have these numbers. It can be determined. It's popular, but is it converting?
Yes.
Question. True. Matiang'i, very interesting fellow. Inspires a lot of confidence in the hope. Is a good rain fencer, but not the main. He can, if you're seen with him, there's hope that your administration is going to be solid. There is actual change that is coming. He's like the cloud. Very heavy, they're called cumulus cloud, the black ones.
So the nimbus clouds.
The nimbus cloud.
Yes.
That you're being told, it's coming to rain. And so you see Matiang'i, you know it's coming to rain. And in terms of choosing to be DP, it's a suicidal thought. It comes with very small numbers from Kisii land.
Yeah.
Because something interesting also, in as far as stats are concerned, among the Kisii, 83% name Matiang'i as their presidential candidate.
Yes.
A solid but numerically limited bloc. Now, he beat Ruto narrowly in central Kenya. 17% versus Ruto's 14%, suggesting Mount Kenya inroads, but Ruto led him in his own Nyanza backyard, 30% versus 18%, when you factor in the ODM, a broad-based deal. All right? So Matiang'i currently runs on competence, discipline, honesty, and technocratic delivery. For 10 years, I worked tirelessly for this country, he says. He also says, I'm known to be a good worker. He denies being Uhuru's project, which I want to ask you.
Yes.
Is he Uhuru's project? Kiragu! You have an opportunity to be bold.
Well, after not blinking twice. But if there's a challenge, just blink once.
I will not really speak for Matiang'i. No, he's
whether he's Uhuru's.
Whether he's
I can
Uhuru's
ask
project.
you that question differently if you like.
Yes, please do.
Why is Uhuru insisting on having a dead party, trying to resurrect in Mount Kenya and trying to push a candidate down the throat of Mount Kenya people, while he knows very well that as Mount Kenya, you guys have effectively put all your eggs in Mr. Kalonzo Musyoka.
Yes.
Why is Uhuru refusing to retire?
I'm not so sure of the former president's interest.
Okay.
But what I can say for sure is that Matiang'i has really tried very hard to defend himself and say he's his own man. There's nobody behind him. There's nobody who is bankrolling him. But really, I would say that politics is about interest. I don't know the interest that President Uhuru has with ensuring that Matiang'i is on the table. But so far, according to what people are viewing, people, first of all, in my region, have a lot of regret of not listening to Uhuru in 2022. They're saying that Uhuru gave us political direction. He told us to vote in Baba. He told us to vote in Ababa Mother Karua ticket, but then we say that hatukuli barabara, we don't hit roads, so we are going to vote in UDA. So this far they still have some guilt, of saying that we will fail to listen to Uhuru, then we find ourselves again having the same problem that we had in 2020, from 2022 to a better part of 2027. So they still have that guilt. But then, politically speaking, it's still not dawning on them that the preferred candidate, Uhuru's preferred candidate, is Matiang'i. The simple reason is this, that they say, you see, Matiang'i, we are not so sure, first of all, if he's able to convince us, just as President Ruto convinced us, convincing us in terms of what is his agenda for us,
Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta.
No, Matiang'i now.
Okay.
I'm talking about Matiang'i. How is he going to be able to, the same way that Mount Kenya said that in 2022, President Ruto has come to Kiambu, for example. He has told us that this is your bottom-up economic model. Tutawajengea barabara, tutawajengea nini. All those things. We are going to ensure that there's money in your pockets, because as long as you tell Akikuyu, bana utakuwa na pesa kwa mfuko. That's what really matters.
Even the Ruto alikuja.
Yeah, that's how he came.
Muka believe.
And then we believed. That's the sad state of affairs in our politics, that we live on hope and beliefs.
Yeah.
But Matiang'i, people have that fear that, really, is he going to, give us something substantial as a candidate in his own self? Is he going to prove to us that I'm not being bankrolled by Uhuru Kenyatta? I'm not his project. I'm my own man. I can negotiate on the table. So people have a lot of fear. People are also saying that, is Uhuru going to be using him to have, projects here and there, and, he's the president. So there's a lot of fear, but I would say that so far, people are still with Kalonzo. They are not with Matiang'i in Mount Kenya as a presidential candidate.
Okay.
Yes.
But you mean the Kikuyu nation is not going to front anybody as a president or as a vice president? I mean, Kirago, what is going on? Yes. You have no people on the mountain to lead this country. We
have people, but
Dindi Nyoro.
Yes.
Irungu Kangata. What is going on? Have you guys decided that Kenya, you guys cannot lead Kenya anymore? What is the fear?
Jagero, we don't want to be selfish.
Which selfishness?
We don't want to be selfish.
What selfishness? The last time you guys were president was 2017. What is the selfishness? You have the numbers, 10 million strong.
Yes.
Mbona unaachia wengine? Because if you give it to somebody else, hakuna Odhiambo atakwambia hakuna serikali ya pembe mbili.
Yes.
Mtaanza kulia tena, unajua hivyo?
Yes.
You will go and pour your 10 million. Unajua ile wishi watermelon Kalonzo. Hamtaona kitu. Hii wakamba yote watakuwa wanafunga status.
Wanakuuliza. Nataka? Wewe ndio?
Wewe ni nani?
Wewe ndio? Riggy, after 3 months, atakuwa anasema, sasa tunapea
Jagero.
Ameenda kwa Wajaluo.
I actually agree with you. Yes, it's a very tricky situation that we're finding ourselves as the people of Mount Kenya.
Okay.
That now we are, going and rallying our support behind somebody who is not from our region. But do
you have a feeling that people have always said that as Mount Kenya we are very selfish people, we never support anybody, and you're trying to show people, look,
yes,
we are all Kenyans.
Absolutely. And then it goes beyond that. It goes also to, for example, you've mentioned the MP for Kiharu constituency.
Yes.
That is Ndede Nyoro. I think Nyoro has a lot of work to do winning the trust of Mount Kenya people as a presidential candidate. Because, for example, we saw, at some point in time, we had said that, Nyoro is our Uhuru in this particular era. So we are going to also bestow upon him the mantle to lead the region and also the country at some point in time as a president. But then he lost our trust gradually.
When?
And I don't know why.
When did he lose this trust?
You see, for example, it started off with the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua.
Ali impeached Gachagua.
He didn't vote.
Oh, he didn't vote?
He didn't vote.
Alihepa.
Came to the finance bill.
Alihepa.
So how do you convince us that you have a stand you know, that you can
Juzi alikuwa anasema he stopped supporting Ruto in 2022.
So how do we know, you know? And then it moves beyond the political rhetoric. It moves beyond the sloganeering. It also moves to the issues that are there. So you call a very huge conference. Unaita kina Jagero, kina Odhiambo hapo. You tell them, let me come and address the issues that you guys have, fuel prices and what have you. But when it really matters, for you to vote,
anahepa.
Na
kibu nikuulize, shida yake na brother yake mkubwa Gachagua ni gani? Mbona hajaenda huko kunywa chai? Hata Wanjigi wameenda kunywa chai.
Yes.
Yeye hataki kwenda?
Hata atakuja.
Lakini mbona hataki kwenda? Shida yake nini? Kwani yeye amesoma sana kushinda wa Munyoro?
Very interesting. Very interesting. you know why he can't? I don't think if Ndindi Nyoro looks at Wamunyoro and looks at him as the guy who we can look forward to. He looks at him and sees a scarecrow. There's this Tarab song that the artist sings. Nguruwe pita sina mkuki so
adinaenda aje
nguruwe pita sina mkuki mie wewe haramu kwangu so Ndindi Nyoro in his head like nguruwe pita sina mkuki mie wewe haramu kwangu. So to him he looks at Gachagua and sees haramu. It's haram in terms of leadership. Because I don't think he looks at Gachagua with a lot of respect the way the rest of the Kikuyu community is looking at it. But also, look at it from the other perspective that if you read Marxism, you understand Karl Marx tells us something important about how leadership is arrived at.
Okay.
Because democracy borrows a lot from a little bit of communism, where Karl Marx says that leadership is concentrated in the hands of a few people, elite, who have the intelligence to think and make decisions on behalf of the rest. He doesn't believe that everybody has the right to have an equal vote, because he says the intellectual frameworks of each and every person differs. So you can't equate them with a vote. You must concentrate power amongst a few. And if you look at Kikuyu elite and Kikuyu elitism from time immemorial, there's always been a club that then decides who is our chief elite or who is our foreman for the elite group. And that then becomes the ruling or political ruling whatever authority for the whole community. Remember the famous talk by Mishuki. Ukitaka kuongea na jamii ya Gikuyu, utaongea na Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
So what is happening in Mount Kenya today, there is no voice such as that. Yes. That can say ukitaka kuongea na jamii ya Gikuyu, ongea through nani. So you see nani
so Ndindi Nyoro does not think that Wamunyoro belongs to that elitist club.
No, it doesn't seem like that.
Do you think that Wamunyoro has got a membership for Muthaiga Golf Club?
Yes, he does.
He does, right?
He's a rich man.
He's a rich man.
What is the problem? What is Nyoro's what does Ndindi Nyoro has? I mean,
perception.
A KCDF office. What else does he have?
I think he has his own issues at this point in time because
something very interesting is another elite fella, Mr. Rigu Kangata, is gallivanting across the country with Linda Mwananchi.
Yeah.
But he's not going and taking tea at Wamunyoro. Why can't he go and take tea?
Yes.
You're obsessed with the tea at Wamunyoro.
They have to go and pay homage to Mecca. And I'm wondering,
it's a 45-day pilgrimage.
It's a 45-day period.
Wengine wanasema mimi sitaki kwenda wewe.
Wewe ni nani?
Wewe ni nani? Enda.
Yes.
Kama Wanjigi anaweza weka mafuta helicopter aende.
Wewe ni nani?
Yes. Wewe kwenda.
Yes. I think and Jagero will have to come back once more and discuss the issue with Murang'a leaders when they reach at the apex.
Murang'a leaders, this is Ndindi Nyoro and
who? Ndindi Nyoro, this is Irungu Kangata.
Yeah.
And we can move historically and look at Peter Kenneth, look at Matiba, look at their political
and
journey.
by the way, Wanjigi also comes from Kahundura in Murang'a.
You see now
Murang'a has the top level billionaires for Kikuyu land.
Yes.
Really? Not Kiambu?
No,
not Kiambu. It's actually Murang'a. Peter Munga.
Yeah. Name them, all of them.
Name all of them.
Na hii jamaa ya Equity?
All of them.
All of them. Murang'a.
Really?
Yes.
Romanga is the Dubai.
Yes, the Dubai. Okay, it's the Singapore. but anyway, there's a point I'm trying to reach at. That there's a problem generally with Murang'a leaders when they reach their apex.
Okay. Yeah.
When they reach their political apex, they see that they're now the sugar. That Jagero cannot take tea without me.
Okay.
I'm needed. So then they come down and subside because if Jagero can't have me as the sugar, then he'll take tea bila sukari. So it simply means that at some point in time, the Murang'a leaders, and this is a conversation you have had before in a certain circle that we had, that Murang'a leaders, when it gets to the point that it matters most, to be at the table and make a decision, to either move to a Munyoro or then declare the interest and say, sisi tumebaki kwa government. You know, they have to have a stand.
Yeah.
You cannot be independent at some point in time. You need to have a stand. Ndio bado ijadon kwa Ndini Nyoro and to Irungu Kangata. That they now have to go and greet Mzee and tell Mzee, you know what? Tumekuja. And we want your blessings also. Because the ground, you see Murang'a, right now it's one term. Right now it's DCP. And when they move on to, when for example, Ndini Nyoro recently, when he had a community engagement, aliambiwa, sema one term, sema DCP. Alisema one term, lakini kusema DCP.
Shida yake na DCP ni nini?
I don't know why. I do not know why.
It looks at
yes.
DCP and sees... It looks at it and sees a green basic color, bad logo, and is like, what the hell?
Sasa yellow ndo mzuri.
Gani?
Yellow.
Okay, so
ile ya barabara ile
he's already left it.
Lakini yako wapi?
Is heightening his negotiation, but doesn't know. Rigathi is as the heart of a child. Is ruthless. He'll just say, wewe hatukutaki. Wewe si mtu wetu. Wewe uko wishy-washy. Rigathi will tell him.
Yeah. True.
Rigathi wants people who are loyal. People who are loyal to him, like Raila's people are loyal to Raila. He's references severally. Hapana peleka watu kwa bunge ambao hawana akili. And people ambao hawana akili does not mean they're not brilliant. People who don't have akili.
When you always toe the line.
Yes, toeing the line. So I think.
But then the people of Kiharu then are going to have a very difficult decision to make in 2027.
Yes.
Should Ndini Nyoro refuse completely to go back home?
I think Ndini Nyoro will join DCP. He'll be like the fellow who died, may his soul rest in peace, the former MP for Emuru Adikir. He was very much against President Ruto as a deputy president. And that's a whole deputy president, the leader of his community.
Yes.
But later on, he had to put his tail under his legs and accept, and he was given a ticket. Someone like Alfred Keter was very popular.
True.
But it's
I hear Keter wants to come back to politics. No, I think he's persona non grata in UDA. Yeah.
So he has to start thinking positively. He has to start thinking positively about DCP.
Sure.
And as I said, there's just that political reality, like Murara Kibaso with his inject party, abandoned his party.
True, yeah.
And went and joined Jubilee.
Yes.
And those political realities are things that Nyoro, I think he's accepting Pole Pole. The only thing is that he's too proud. But the faster he accepts, the better, so that he aligns with Rigathi.
True.
Because he's no longer in UDA. And if he jokes around, his seat may just go. And he may be seeing that seat from the internet.
Yeah. People waited too long to call.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I think that people of the internet, you can now call.
There we go.
Yeah. I don't know who activated the ringtone here.
Should be.
Yeah. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Say hello to Brian.
Hey. Hello?
Tiambo.
Yes, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from, sir?
My name is Felix. I'm calling from Nairobi, but I'm from Borabu constituency where Matiang'i hails from.
You are from which constituency?
Borabu constituency.
Borabu constituency. That is kwa Morara Kebaso.
Kwa Matiang'i. That's Matiang'i's home.
Hello?
It's gone.
I'm wondering. Something has happened, but somebody was also calling. I'm not sure. They should be able to put this thing on
mute.
So that we don't hear the ringtone. I don't know where the ring is. I can see it here, but I don't know how to switch it off. Danny, can you come and switch this thing off? The ringtone. turn the switch off so that it doesn't ring. So that for me is very interesting, the way you guys have talked about this thing today. We are people of the internet. We are really loving this idea of bringing again these presidential candidates and talking about them in a way that makes sense. Somebody's calling. Somebody's calling. Okay. Let's pick this one. Hello? Can you please mute the device where you're listening to us from, and then get us out of loudspeaker so that we can hear you. Hello?
Okay, Adriano, how are you?
I am very, very well. What's your name and where are you calling us from, brother?
I'm calling you Berkshire, the UK.
You're calling from?
Berkshire, the UK.
Berkshire in the UK. What's up, brother?
Very, very good. I'm happy you have that gentleman there, Odhiambo Otieno Brian.
Oh, great.
His presence usually brings up the intelligent quotient of this political headache. I'm very happy that he's back.
All right. What do you have to say about Matiang'i?
Now, Matiang'i is really in the Jubilee Party, especially the candidate caucus. Because one, they have a candidate in Olkalao, but Matiang'i is not showing any effort towards supporting him. Meaning, therefore, that has been surrendered to DCP, or two, is it that he's waiting for guidance on how to help the chap out there? Because he's gallivanting, using your words, all over the republic, but nothing to show for the very basic seat that was his in Olkalao. So how do we trust him with anything when he cannot make a decision? Because listen to Wambugu Gunjiri on what he's really pontificating on. And here's the point. Matiang'i is a tortoise on he's just a turtle on a pole. Once you see a turtle on a pole, you know that they don't climb. They are creeping animals. So who put him there? That is the question. Have a good evening. Bye.
All right. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Something is going on. There were several people that were calling, but I'm no longer able to connect.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from, sir?
My name is Felix. I'm from Nairobi, but I come from Borabu constituency, where Matiang'i comes from.
Okay.
I think Matiang'i is a total waste of time. That guy is very arrogant.
Okay.
If you compare Matiang'i, even now when I was trying to talk with some youths, Matiang'i and Osoro, Mosoro has done what even Matiang'i could not do as a CS.
Okay.
So Matiang'i is better far away comparing with Osoro is better far away a good leader comparing with Matiang'i. Matiang'i does not deserve even to be a deputy president. He's very arrogant, rude. Yeah, so
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, Jagero.
Yes, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from, my brother?
This is Watson Odhiambo Okot from Nyakach.
From Nyakach. Nyakach. Where do you come from, Nyakach? The poor side or the rich side on the plateau?
The poor side, low up, Papunditika.
Okay, go ahead.
Koro.
Okay.
You
stop. Sema na Kizungu ama Kiswahili.
Also, Mr. Jagero, I just want to say this. Or Kwanza, I just want to say hi to Mr. Odhiambo there.
Yes.
So we better just stick to our president, Mr. William Ruto.
Okay.
Jamaa tumemzoea.
Umemzoea huyo jamaa ya nini ya Ruto?
Yeah, we just better speak to our Ruto. We stick to him. Rather than trying
a very big
Matiang'i
percentage
again.
of the country is not going to agree with you.
Let them not agree with me, but Odhiambo there will agree with me.
Absolutely.
Odhiambo will always agree with anybody supporting. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Cadenzo. I'm calling from Murang'a County.
Murang'a Country, the Dubai of Kenya.
Yes. I'm very disappointed in my fellow countryman.
Mr. Kiragu?
Yes.
What is his sin, brother?
You guys are following Rigathi Gachagua, yet the man has been a failure in himself. The man is a tribalist in himself.
Okay.
The man doesn't have anything new
to offer.
To offer. Matiang'i himself is another character.
Okay.
To conclude this, I'd say the whole opposition is full of clueless individuals.
Okay.
And that gives Mr. Ruto a very good head start. Thank you. Have a good night.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What is the problem perhaps why Irungu Kangata, people like Ndindi Nyoro do not want to go and take tea at Wamunyoro's residence?
Because of the character of Wamunyoro.
What is this character? He's a truthful man. He's always juzi alikuwa anasema alikuwa anachoma mahindi na Ndindi Nyoro na yule jamaa mwingine na akasema vile yule jamaa Ruto alikuwa anasema lazima hii Wakikuyu waporwe mali yao wabaki bila kitu. I think that is a very truthful man. That's a man that is taking care of his community. What is your problem?
Well, he's not taking care of any community. Everyone in this country is taking care of themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe this narrative of taking care of community as it is not taking us anywhere. Yes.
All right. Wait, Mr. You unasikia vile wale majamaa kumbe hata hao watu ya Murang'a wanajua hii mambo si ati elite. Wamesema hii ya Gachagua wachani nayo kabisa. Ama these are just people who are hii watu ya Ndindi Nyoro hawa.
I think reality has not hit him that we are in a new political dispensation.
Okay.
Which requires, I don't want to place it that lazima usalimia mzee mkono.
Yes.
For you to be politically relevant, but at least show the people that this is your stand, and then take a next step and say that either you join Wamunyoro or come with your own party and they have negotiations on the table. If you don't believe in his ideologies, that's another option. But you just can't be there, lukewarm water. Unakaa tu hivi. I mean, it will not make any political sense. So, naona amejaa ngori sana. Anasema nimekosea, but I think for the opposition, we really have an agenda and we want to form the next government, of course, with a solid manifesto and working for the people, because that's the main thing. Because beyond one term, what then are we saying? What is the agenda? And that's why even billionaire, that is Jimmy Wanjigi, joined forces with Wamunyoro, and he said that let's work together, let's build our nation. So beyond saying one time and beyond DCP, there's also an agenda that is coming up. It's coming up well. Yes.
All right, people of the internet, it's always very good having you guys here. Odhiambo, thank you very much for holding fort.
Before we end, let me make you should give us finishing statement.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So
finishing
statement.
Yeah. Let me say this. This is my case against Matiang'i, and this is why Matiang'i should never be given a chance at the table, and the opposition must not pretend not to know this. We agree that the aim is to remove President Ruto as their main target, but let it not cloud their cognitive processes. Matiang'i is a representative of a bygone era, an era that was very painful to this country, an era full of denying people intellectual autonomy, an era that was full of deception, an era that was full of torture, an era that everything about it, the good that was done is overpowered by the bad that was present, including abuse of electoral processes, abuse of human rights, etc. Matiang'i's representation of the malady that is affecting us now, which is the big debt question that President Ruto is trying to deal with and is having challenges with, accepted in an accepting manner. Matiang'i must not pretend that he can pontificate above the rest. He's a man who is well known. We appreciate his courage of coming to contest as a president. We appreciate his vigor in terms of administration. Perhaps it's time he parks himself somewhere and waits for the right position, because the reputational cost that he loads on the united opposition is very heavy when it comes to the question of, are there better balance than President Ruto? In my view, Matiang'i is one of the most dangerous Waterloos on that side. And if we have to vote another person to remove President Ruto, on the minimum, in my view, should be Sifuna, but not Matiang'i and his cabal.
Mr. He doesn't change his mind. He can't change his mind and say, look, nilikosea, or he doesn't show it.
If he apologizes, we may reconsider. As long as you do us bad and don't apologize, we leave you with one conclusion. You're a narcissist.
Okay. Mr. Kiragu, what are you doing for the people of Parliament? Are you going to be, are they going to be seeing, the taps flowing with the milk and honey?
Absolutely.
Post-2027?
Yes, absolutely. I think, first of all, from my constituency, I think the point at which we are in is the point that we need to fix the software. We've talked about water. There is a very, very, very dry area in Kikuyu constituency.
Called what?
It's called Nachu Ward, Gatune, to be very specific. So Gatune. Yes. So such areas require very good water networks, because the biggest challenge that they have is, of course, water. The second thing is also the acknowledging the aspect that even if roads have been built, it's not in all areas. The areas that have been neglected. There's an area called, for example, Kefri, which hosts a government institution. The road network is not well done. So we require to do a lot. We require to also work with the MCAs and also the county governments. So that's what I'm bringing to the table. The youth are not going to be forgotten, because for a long time in Kikuyu constituency, the youth have been sidelined. Inakuwa ni siasa ya wamama na wazee peke yake. Where are the youth?
How old are you this young the way you look? Ama watu mwili ndogo bwana. We can't.
Yes. Ni mwili ndogo lakini bado ni Gen Z.
Where is Gen Z?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes. So I will say that in conclusion, let the youth also come out and seek for these particular seats. Even if you're in the opposition, you also need to also, come out and say, beyond moving into the streets, beyond saying one term, we also need to, take up the mantle and also, take up the challenge of ensuring that we bring our vision to the people. If the people buy it, that will be fantastic. They'll have made the right decision. So it's also a point of saying thank you to you, Jagero, for having me today. Because
I love your company.
Yes. I really appreciate. I always see you in the internet. When you say people of the internet, I'm always on the other side.
Okay.
Saying, that's Jagero is making a good point. That's Odiamo making a good point. And I think I would love to also have more discussions so that we can then shape even the politics of this country. We can also inform decisions in this country moving into the future.
All right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate.
Thank you very much. People of the internet, always a pleasure. I am so happy that we have been discussing these issues. A lot of people have been telling me that Jagero uletangi wa Kikuyu kwa show, and I'm hoping, and I am. We are always learning. I've started bringing a lot of people from all parts of the country to the show, which is good. Luos tend to be loud. When you have three of them wakifuatana, channel ya Wajaluo. People of the internet, thank you very much for always being here. You are the star of the show. Thank you for gathering around this fireplace and talking to us. There is always the town hall that is going on there that is very, very heated, and we appreciate your contribution to this channel. If you're not, if you have not subscribed to the show, please do subscribe. Follow us everywhere you get your social media dose. I want to thank Mr. John Tess for being on TikTok and on camera. I also want to thank Mr. Frank who has been on the deck today. People of the internet, until another episode, bye for now. All right, people of the internet, I hope that you're enjoying this episode very much. And I just had a break to tell you about my new book. You know, everybody says that there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their town, in their city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call brothers, but there are no jobs. Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world, and there is no one to do them except you. I work for Americans myself. I work for Europeans. I work for the Chinese. I work for the Australians. I work for the Canadians. And so, because I have done so much for myself, I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I've been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a digital book called Goldmine 18 Hustles for Africans. And then in 2025, AI came. People say AI is taking away our jobs. And for me, I'm going to say false. There are actually AI jobs. Jobs are not being taken by AI, but there are new jobs online that are there because of AI. Now, mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. And for now, in my new book, we have 25 online and offline jobs that you can leverage on if you do not have a job. So in this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned over the 15 years that I have worked online. So what can you do online? You can become an executive assistant for busy folks in Europe, America, Canada, and get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. Okay? You can build a lot of things. Build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce shop without capital, be an affiliate marketer, or you can also become actually an English tutor and tens of AI jobs. If you have a job, that is fine. But I also know that you can buy this book for that brother, for that sister, for that mother, for that cousin, for that husband who is watching Netflix all day at home. Buy it for your friend who is always asking for cash. You know that friend. Now, all the information is on the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or go to my website, which is odworjigero.co.ke.